In many places across the country, the investment real estate market is heating up and exposing a new issue for certain investors. Namely, in some markets there are simply more buyers than sellers, causing a difficulty in not only finding a suitable replacement property, but also in getting an offer accepted and a property under contract. Where this scenario has significant consequences is when the prospective buyer is in the midst of completing a tax-deferred exchange pursuant to Internal Revenue Code Section 1031. In these cases, and by statute, the prospective buyer or exchanger has a 45-day window of eligibility in which to find and identify candidate or target properties, and further, whatever he or she ends up purchasing for their exchange has to be a property that they previously identified. So if you have an arbitrary 45-day deadline to find and identify property, you can imagine the stress and angst which is associated with identifying property in a superheated market where it's difficult to get an offer accepted. Now, while a majority of exchangers do find property to identify and have no trouble completing their exchange within the 180-day time period, a new alternative has emerged in the form of a DST, or Delaware Statutory Trust, which is an institutional investment in which the exchanger acquires an interest in a professionally managed larger investment-grade property which generates cash flow. The appeal of these professionally managed investments are essentially these. First, acquiring a DST qualifies for deferred gain treatment under Section 1031. Also, acquiring a DST interest allows an exchanger the immediate ability to select from a portfolio of investment-grade properties which are available from a particular securities broker-dealer. In addition, you can diversify into a number of DST interests because they are available in denominations as low as $50,000 to $100,000. Also, the properties involved are all professionally managed investment-grade cash flow properties, and the DST sponsor can also assign you debt if you need to replace debt in your exchange. And lastly, for many exchangers, DSTs are a way to transition from a more active role in managing your property into a more passive or coupon-cutting type ownership role for the future. Now, since DST investments are sold as a security, they must be acquired through a licensed broker-dealer. Therefore, they are only available to accredited investors, meaning that a minimum but modest net worth requirement is necessary before you can make such a purchase. And that's a little bit about DSTs.